So here we have the crab apples that have been boiled. And I'm gonna let it cool just a little bit, and then we're gonna do a double straining. First straining will be to get the bigger pieces out, and then we will do a second straining to get the finer debris out. Okay, so now that this has cooled a little bit, we're doing the first straining of the crab apples. And you can see there is a lot of pectin in this because you have the cores in it. See how nice and thick that is? It's going to make a great jelly. So this is what it looks like dripping through. And you can see it's very much like a syrup consistency, so I may thin it with a little water because my aim is jelly, not pectin. Okay, so today we are making crabapple jelly. And as you can see, I have my crabapple juice here. We need 5 cups of crabapple juice. And because my juice is extremely thick, because I have a lot of pectin in it, I'm using 4.5 cups and substituting with a 1/2 cup of water to just kind of thin it and spread the juice a little bit further. You can see I've got liquid pectin, and then over here we have the sugar that's all pre-measured. You need 7.5 cups of sugar. So what I've done here is I've already gone ahead and whisked a batch of sugar in with the juice, and it is now on to boil. Okay, so we're gonna whisk the sugar in really well, just to make sure it's well mixed, and then we're going to get it on the burner to start our boiling. Okay, so what we're going to do is let this get to a rolling boil, and when it is at a boil that you cannot stir down, then we will open our sleeve of pectin, and I'm actually going to open that sleeve of pectin and have it setting and ready to go. But when this gets to a boil that you cannot stir down, then we're going to go ahead, stir in the pectin, and let it hard boil for 1 minute, and then it'll be ready to put into the jars. This is probably the quickest and easiest way to make your jelly. Okay, we are officially at a boil that cannot be stirred down. So now it's time to add our pectin. So my helper is pouring in our pectin. You want to squeeze it from the bottom of the envelope down to make sure you get it all out of the sleeve. Quickly, quickly. Go as quick as you can. There you go. All right. So now we are going to let this hard boil for 1 minute. And then we are going to remove it from the heat, skim the foam, and add it to our jars. So now what we're doing is using a big spoon, and we are just skimming the top of the jelly to get the foam off. You don't want to have foam in your jelly because then you may get it confused for fermenting or mold. So you can see the juice with the sugar makes a lot of foam. If you want to, you do have the option of adding an exact measurement of 1/2 teaspoon of butter or margarine to your liquid before it starts boiling. So now is the perfect time to add it. And that should reduce the foam. And as you can see, the butter immediately starts working as far as dissipating the foam. So as you can see, the foam when you do butter is markedly less. So you can see we have a fraction of the amount of foam that we had in the original batch without the butter. So all the jars are filled. I'm going to check the head space. It needs to be at 1/4 inch. Then we're going to apply the lid and rings after we wipe the rim, and we'll add it to our canner. All the jars are in the canner, and we're going to set it down in. And life hack: when you do not have enough jars to fill the rack, to avoid tipping over, find an appropriate sized glass bowl and fill it there, or use empty canning jars. It's a great way to sterilize things while you can. We are at a rolling boil, so we're going to go ahead and start timing 10 minutes.